Hello, hello. We are live. We are here for another book release.
Yay! It happened.
It happened. The book is out in all formats. I know Amazon is already out of stock.
Yep.
Because they didn't order as many as they needed to. So, you know what? I'd rather that people continue buying from places and then those retailers being like, oh, we need more copies.
Yeah, that's what this morning, whenever Chandra shared that with me, I told Logan, I was like, oh my God, already? That's crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'd definitely rather it be sold out than, left over.
Hello, everyone. Fellow Inimitable author Samantha Tronfeld's here. Stieg, everyone loved seeing you in the Behind the Book earlier today. Hello, Regina, Nia, Morgan, JC, Becca. Hello, hi. I know I was so bummed. I have the ebook, but I was going to buy the hard copy you can still buy it. You still should buy it. There's just going to be a delay in shipping.
Yeah.
I do apologize for.
But it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it once you get it, Becca. It's so nice to see everyone here too.
I know. We have this gorgeous book.
Let me grab one of mine. I dropped off a copy at my grandma's today.
Love that.
Yeah. So I had all this is the one I ripped.
If you saw the Behind the Book, you know.
Yeah, the one I ripped. But she'll probably stay out of the dust jacket anyway, because, look at how pretty.
Yeah. I don't know. Keelan put in so much effort into this. Not that she didn't put in effort underneath the dust jacket, but it's the journey.
Yeah, the journey. I was thinking about getting a picture frame and just taking this in the picture frame and hanging it up behind me, and then just leaving this out. But we'll figure it out once I get an office or something.
Yeah. So this gorgeous. This, and then there's on the back.
I was so surprised to see everyone who was there for the Behind the Book. That was fun watching it all together.
Yeah. Where else can you buy the hardcover? Well, all the links are up here and also at the link in the description. If you're watching on YouTube, on the Inimitable book side, this is also streaming on Veronica's YouTube channel. But I don't see any viewers from there through StreamYard, which is fine.
Yeah. I was directing everyone to here. I was like, this is the link.
Yeah, no, would be super happy to get what is it, to 230 subscribers?
Yeah,
YouTube channel. That could be cool. So I'm happy to have everyone here. Watching both streams now. Awesome. It's on Bookshop, which is great. And also Inimitable has an affiliate link through there. So the company would get a little bit extra. Wait for my copy to come in. Yeah, no, it was going to be delayed. Bought the Kindle version while you wait. If you can afford to buy this, definitely do, because like we said, underneath the dust jacket is gorgeous. There is the bonus scene.
All the illustrations.
Both times, the illustrations, which are exclusive. The map is in the ebook, but the illustrations are exclusive to the print.
Yeah. I think
everyone's switching over to Kelly's channel now. Ink Steady, correct? Yes. If you are new to this lovely face, maybe we should explain why I'm calling you both Veronica and Kelly.
Yeah, so I'm a woman of many names around the internet. And obviously this is my book and I wrote it and it came out today. But I also have a YouTube channel where I get together bi-monthly. Start of the month, we talk about writing craft related topics. So sometime, I think at the end of the month on the 31st, we're going to be discussing endings. So me and Sarah will be there, and I invited Mars. Thank you, Esther. It feels unreal. And then we do monthly accountability and mid-month check-in.
Yes.
So thank you, Anne. And Anne is probably saying that also too, because of like Anne and I do write together.
Yeah, but Kirk has called your stuff whip smart and laced with poetry.
I remember crying.
Don't write it off to just, oh, they're my writer friends, or oh, they're my
I'm like, they're my writer friends. You know, they're so supportive. I love this.
No. These people who had no incentive to be nice about your book loved your book. So
it was definitely surreal. But yeah, so that's me. I have many names, and as more books come out, you'll see that I'll have other pen names.
Yes. Well, other books in other genres. Because for
other
now, we're sticking with Veronica.
Yeah, Veronica is for fantasy. So. Well, you know, I don't know why my computer is not like showing me these comments, because the last thing I see on the computer is we'll be starting momentarily, and I haven't seen anything else. Hi, Grayson.
Oh, that is weird that you don't see any of the other comments, but that's okay because I'm on top of them.
Yeah, Zara's like, I am on it.
Okay, so if you lovely people in the audience were not here for Samantha Tronfeld's live stream for her book debut last month, we did a little Jeopardy board where I asked audience members to like pick a category and the amount when, you know, I just wanted to give Sam a break of decision fatigue and not having to pick when I asked her own questions. Sorry, questions I wrote, but like questions I'd be asking her. This time around, we're picking questions from a hat. I used to have an Alice in Wonderland Mad Hatter hat because I was the Mad Hatter, I think in oh God, so long ago now. It might have been as early as 2016.
Oh, wow.
So it's been a while. So when I asked my mom where the hat was, she was like, you got rid of that. And I was like, you know what? That does sound like me. However, this hat is from when I was Carmen Sandiego, when I was maybe 9. So I don't know why I decided to keep this instead of the other one.
I mean, it is a nice shade of red.
It's not like this goes with more of my wardrobe. But we have it. We're going to do questions from a hat. So anytime someone wants us to just stop talking and instead answer a question, there are 36. Drop a hat emoji in the chat.
I won't see it. Apparently.
Yeah, probably the top hat, you know, to stay on brand, because that is one of the things. Hold on. You know, we have an alligator with the top hat. And then I don't remember what page it is.
Oh, you know what I remember? I remember whenever Ganon wasn't Ganon and it was a different name, and we had to like basically overhaul his name. So I was like, I do love me some Zelda.
Yeah.
I forget what his name was before, though.
We probably have it somewhere. I see the top hat. Woo! Fellow inimitable author, Jesse.
Thank you.
Never want you to stop talking.
Anne is biased.
Yeah, it's fine. Ganondorf. Nope, that was not the original name, although that does sound like something that Kelly would have done.
Yeah, I mean, Ganondorf from Zelda, but I went with Ganon as like a nod, you know?
found it.
Yeah, Matilda with the top hat. That was a cute illustration.
So, sorry I don't have a top hat. Even sorrier it's not the Alice in Wonderland top hat. With all the Alice in Wonderland vibes. But let's pick. I don't remember what order I put these into the hat. I mixed them, whatever. So they are. You did an amazing job in making everyone hate Laura's parents, which was a big topic of discussion during Behind the Book live premiere, which is up on this channel. If you're watching on Inimitable's channel. And just in the first chapter, which is what you read on your cover of your live stream way back when, which was run by Samantha and was done amazingly.
It was.
And was briefly clipped in your Behind the Book.
Yes.
What are some, if any, redeeming qualities of theirs?
Oh, God, I don't know. I mean, I don't think I wrote them with any redeeming qualities.
I don't know if they're on the page, but like in your head.
Oh, no, they have none in my head. I'm like, they're just terrible people.
I mean, they really are. I feel like, yeah. I mean, even the parents in Matilda, not Matilda the mouse, but in Roald Dahl's Matilda, you're like, oh no, they're awful. But, and here I'm just like, I think it ends with they're awful, period.
Yeah, they're just awful. So they're that way by design, no redeeming qualities, but that was a good question.
Thanks. I thought we'd have a funny answer no matter what. So.
Oh no. Well, I was thinking about it. I'm like, well, I'm sure like way back before, they encountered whatever trauma they did to make them the way they were, they had some redeeming qualities, but that all just went down the shitter real quick. They have terrible coping mechanism. One loves to shop as a way to cope, and then the other one drinks. So like, are there redeeming qualities?
I feel like they also don't have a ton of disposable income for like that shopaholic coping mechanism to be like, isn't the best, but like, it's okay. Whereas here's like, no, it's like, it's kind of not okay.
Yeah, it's like there's so much debt happening. Man, I wish this would load for me. I want to see what people are saying.
You want to reload and like come back?
Hold on. There we go. Okay, I got it. I just had to click off and go to banners, and then I click back to comments.
Okay. Well, now you can see.
Yeah.
Map maker extraordinaire saying hi to Regina, but the comment was here when he came in. There is a question about the map in here, so like let's not jump ahead.
Okay.
To talk about it too much. You're supposed to drop that emoji.
Yeah. JC's on the hat. JC knows.
Okay, so we're going to be doing an audience Q&A later. So I'm going to be starring questions. You do not have to put a Q in front of it, but it would help. So yeah, Jesse, I saw your comment come in and it will be addressed.
Yes.
I'm sorry. We're just teasing you. Okay.
And used to it. Trolling is the three nuts love language, so you know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I can star. Yeah. I was gonna say if you want me to star while you're pulling questions.
That would be great, but I didn't want to like put that on you.
Well, I have access to do all the things.
Yes, you do. Okay. What is something you wish you knew before you started the publishing process?
To get comfortable with marketing. Like I think I'm okay with like the idea of marketing, right?
But I think you're also okay with like more than okay with marketing. I think you do a very good job.
I do it whenever I want to. I feel like you're supposed to be on it a lot more. And I'm like, I'll do it when I feel like it.
But like the content you put out is always engaging. Like I understand that they always talk about the algorithm of this is how much you need to put out a day. And this and I'm just like, that is exhausting. And I know some people that's their full-time job.
Yeah, maybe one
day.
But
that is not your full-time job. Your full-time job is being a stay-at-home mom and killing it. And then you also write.
And I'm doing animations now. I still got to do the animation for the new year. I was wanting to drop it for the January stream, but we'll see. But anyway, back to the question, because look at us with all the train tracks.
Tangents.
Yeah, tangents. So like maybe getting more comfortable sooner with like the idea of like a marketing schedule. But also that people are going to perceive me like I've been perceived and had like reviews on my books, which, you know, so far are really like good. Even the ones that people like, I think wouldn't consider good, like they're good. So I'm good with it. But it's like weird being perceived. And I'm on YouTube. So that's like something like maybe it's just the dissociation.
I mean, you also like we did a podcast, which is currently on hiatus and stuff. So it's not like you haven't been putting out stuff, but this is the first time people are reading your writing.
Yeah, and I'm being perceived
large scale.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm being perceived for what I enjoy doing. Oh no. And it's just like, oh, well, if you could get more comfortable with that. I appreciate that, but there will be no fighting necessary.
Okay, let's.
Because Michael is rich worthy, and
that is on Kelly's channel and her prerogative.
Yeah, Michael can have a wrench. Well,
the three nuts, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, the two nuts. I don't know where Violet's at. Violet's just probably lurking.
Here.
Yeah, she's probably lurking.
But she's not currently, you know, getting into it with everyone else.
No, that's okay, Violet. I respect that. We're going to do some of the questions that people are asking, or is that like later?
That's later.
Okay.
So we can also just do this without people commenting the hat, you know, just to keep it moving.
Just to keep it moving.
You know what? Perfect timing.
Yay! Sam with the hat.
Doing Duolingo.
I need to find my phone so I can do Duo. I haven't done it, and yesterday was a freeze day. And if I don't do it today, then that means I lose both my freeze streaks. So, find it.
I will badger you.
Yeah.
After we get off this live stream, I'll be like, you should.
Yeah, no badgering needed. I'm gonna find it. I have to.
Yeah.
That little green owl is so evil. The way he looks at
I hadn't done it for 3 years. And then we decided to learn Yiddish together, which is why I finally re-downloaded it.
Yeah, see, I'm doing that and the German. Like I still try to do like one lesson in each every day. And I'm like, I took a break yesterday.
Okay. There is a magical barrier around Thimbleton that may or may not serve the purpose the creator of it says it does. Did you always have Thimbleton in a magical bubble for the story, or did that come to you as you were writing? I know that the barrier did not always exist, like within the history of the story in world, but when you were coming up with the idea for Down the Well, which was initially just called Adventures in Thimbleton.
Right. So Charms End, originally the inspiration for that was I watched a show growing up. It wasn't even a show, it was a movie, and it was with my aunt, and it was called The Village. And this village was like isolated from everyone like else in modern society, and they were still doing a lot of like primitive stuff and living very like primitively. But I liked how, and like the reason why they kept all these people in this village and not like venturing out into like the modern world is because there was like this monster that roamed the forest. So there are monsters that roam the forest, but I thought that wouldn't have been enough because after a specific scene where, you know, our trio finds himself in a very not good situation, it would have been too easy to get back.
The monster is actually here
on the back.
Yeah, it is kind of dark, so I do apologize for that. The paperback arcs, I think, just how, you know, the printers, even though it's all CMYK,
you can kind of see him on this very first one, I think. Pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The brightness is astonishingly different, but what matters is that you can see the wells and the text and Matilda.
Yeah, and Matilda. That's all that matters.
I mean, and your name, you know, we want your name.
Matilda is the star of the show, though. But circling back to the question with the like why the barrier was put in place was also because of, well, if you have these monsters roaming, whenever we get to a certain situation in the book, it would have been easy, I say, to have just dodged the monsters and went back into town. So like there needed to be some form of magic there. And then it also gave us introduction to another character. But has anyone else watched that movie, The Village, and knows what I'm talking about? Because that was a weird movie.
It sounds like something I'd absolutely watch, but I definitely haven't heard about it.
Oh, it was so weird. And it's like they would have people dress up as the monsters. So the monster wasn't even weird, like real. Yeah, it was.
Spoiler.
Yeah, sorry, spoilers. It's been out since like the early 2000s.
Well,
it's been out for like forever now. If you haven't watched it, then, you know.
I feel like that's more niche though than it's like, wow, you don't know what happens at the end of Titanic, because not only has that thing been out for a while, it's also history.
Oh, that's the Titanic. Yeah, it was like some horror thing. Yeah, see, I've heard about that, and I know that.
Well, the meme was everywhere, so even if you didn't know.
Yeah.
M. Night. Yep. Okay.
Yes. Next time. Yeah. Just keep it trucking.
Your characters tend to have angsty relationships. Did they come to you that way, or was there any chance some of those troublesome relationships were going to be pleasant before they soured?
I know it's my own book, but can you give me an example?
I mean, we kind of already talked about how like the parents were just conceived like without any redeeming qualities, but
yeah. So like the relationship between Laura and her parents they had to be awful. So I planned for that. But then like the other dynamics, like in Charm's End, it just happened.
Yeah. So it wasn't like, Crinkle wasn't going to be a condescending jerk to Matilda ever.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
just it. That's
it. Like I was writing it, and then like Crinkle's character I got a feel for it. So then I was like, all right, this is how this character sounds in my head. So that's what we're rolling with.
I think a fight implies that there's opposition. The Titanic just folded. Like, not opposition.
I saw something that was like, I'm surprised that none of these conspiracy theorists have thought about how the Titanic could have been a conspiracy, because there was a bunch of wealthy English people on it, and the boat was made in Northern Ireland, where, you know, England has been occupied.
Yes, I've seen this post.
Yeah, and it makes me fucking laugh every time I see it. It didn't fold instantly. It took a few hours to fold.
Yeah, but I think that's just like time. I don't think that was because it was actually resisting the iceberg.
It's okay, Michael. It can fight in your narrative. There could have been a fight. I've heard about different conspiracy theories, but I've never heard that one until that one Instagrammer brought it up, and I was like, yeah, I never thought about that either.
I feel like the other conspiracies are just so.
Did you see the one about the zombies?
No, but we have 2 people asking for questions, so we're going to do those one after another, and then we will
go back to the zombies on the Titanic.
Yeah, there was no. Thank you. That's what I meant. Happy book day. Yes.
Thank you, Caitlin. Okay, we got 3 questions.
Okay. Even though we don't see a lot of, I should know how to pronounce this character's name. Macan?
Macan, yeah.
Okay. So not as bad as it could have been.
Nope.
Even though we don't see a lot of Macan, blame the fall down a magical well for that. He seems like a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
However, he kind of dismisses Laura when she recounts what happened the night her mama died, which is a little bit shitty.
Yeah.
Do you think he'd handle it differently if he knew Laura was just going to disappear off the face of the planet?
Maybe. So Macan is very loosely, like, I mean, absolute loosely based off of an old friend I had who was very like set in logic. So if I ever would have told this friend like, oh, this crazy shadow thing happened, then he would have been like, I'm sorry, what? Logically, this makes no sense. I'm so sorry. So I think that's where that came from. But I think in book 3, whenever he sees her again, you get a very different feel.
Well, kind of spoiler.
Well, you get me on here. Yeah, you ask me stuff. I don't know when to stop talking. Just start muting me.
I'm not fast enough.
Spoiler, Macan falls down the well too.
This was Eva's question. We're not gonna talk more about that until we get to the Q&A.
I mean, there's no romance.
We're not.
Yeah. Every other word. I'll just stay here and be quiet and be like, I don't know if I can say this or not. Zara's gonna go back here after the live's over and edit that part out of.
No. Yeah. I came up with that question when I saw your TikTok or YouTube short or whatever, or Instagram reel, where
where like
his point of view.
Yeah, like where he was basically suspect number 1 for her going missing, and he's like, what the fuck?
He's like, what? I came down to support a friend during a hard time. This wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah. This is really shitty. Please come home.
It's like, I get you're upset. Please don't stay missing so that I go to jail wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Portal Fanny. Can't speak.
Portal
Fantasy.
Fanny? Portal Fanny. Portal booty over here.
Portal Fantasy has a lot of associated tropes. You even did a live stream about the subgenre, which if I was not multitasking, I would drop a link to that. So maybe if you want to do that, you can.
No, that's fine. No one has to see that.
How would you say Down the Well is unique?
You know what? That is a wonderful question. I'm now like overthinking everything I'm about to say.
Look, if you just don't talk about book 2 and 3 and you're safe.
Okay. Well, a hot take. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if it's a hot take. I think that
you're
like,
about to insult your own book on your own.
No, I'm not going to insult my own book.
Mute you.
I just think like in my head, like the only reason why it's unique is because I wrote it and my like unique life experience went into it. Other than that, it's a very like simple concept that has been done before, obviously, like Alice in Wonderland, Narnia, like, but each person like writes their own trauma. So like the only thing I can think of is like, oh, it's unique because I wrote it. But then that sounds really condescending.
It also just feels really unfair.
Yeah. I don't like in my head, I wouldn't say there's like anything like it's just like, oh, what makes a story unique? Oh, it's because it's like there are some life experiences in there and like some things that I've experienced in there. Like that's about it. I would say that, you know, the like with Alice in Wonderland, like entwined with the whole theme of like grief, maybe. Like
Yeah.
there's added stuff to it. From what I saw in the reviews, everyone was a fan that there was a murder mystery in it. So
That I think is unique.
maybe that's unique. But you're asking me to say nice things about myself, Zara.
Yes, I am.
This is very hard. This is what you're getting.
Great.
You're gonna get spoilers for movies. I'm gonna have to be muted.
Ganon, for all of his wonderful traits, isn't a magic wielder.
No.
Did the people in Charmsend care that their mayor does not have magic, or did it not matter?
It didn't matter because Ganon has good character.
Unlike some people.
Unlike some people. Or some animal folk in this instance. But no, I think whenever doing that, like, because while there is a trio forming in book one in this kind of band of found family that's new and happening in book one, it kind of alludes to a previous found family that existed before. And, you know, some of them weren't wielders, others were. But it didn't make a difference with how they operated. It just meant that everyone had a role or a job. Like just because they didn't wield magic doesn't mean that they didn't have a purpose. Because Ganon is really good at leadership, and he had a really good heart. So I don't think that was too big of a factor for like his mayoral status.
Completely different genres. So no, not actually like The Ring.
No. Thanks, Eva. It's very like whimsical, not like horror.
Yeah. Mamo is kind, mischievous, and an awesome grandma.
Yeah.
Who or what inspired her?
I think a lot of my different family relationships I have inspired her or went into it. So it wasn't just one. My aunt was really ornery. So I wanted to put that in Mamo. And then, you know, the way that, you know, she takes her tea was very specific. And that was the way that like my grandma would make me tea when I was sick. So there was like lots of different family members that kind of went into Mama. It wasn't just one or the other, but a good chunk of it was like the little, not a good chunk, but the little bits that stand out would be like the inspirations from like what my grandma would make me and how my aunt's personality was. So
just putting someone in timeout because their comments are adding nothing to what this stream is about. Okay. Next question.
Oh yeah, Mama, soft, nice, soft, safe place. Quite a compliment to your aunt and things. Thanks. Yeah, I thought so. And her people, they aren't things. It's already, but I knew what you meant.
We got it.
Yeah.
Don't worry. In modern media, I feel like talking animals is normally associated with Disney princesses. Did you actively try to fight against that trope of animal helper or animal sidekick when writing Matilda?
Yeah, I think that Matilda was just on a mission and Laura was along for the ride because she had no other choice. Like, I think.
What if Lauren said, I'm just going to stay at the house? Like, everyone thinks I'm a murderer. Maybe I'll just put myself under house arrest. Like, would that have...
That would have been the most like logical thing to do. But I think given it, it's like, well, I can't stay with her sisters. Clearly, everyone's like everyone was kind of like anxious around Lore, except for Matilda and another character. They were like, yeah, whatever, you're human. Whoop-de-doo.
But even then, I feel like Matilda would have been like, nah, you're coming with me.
Yeah,
like
I don't
think there was ever a chance of Laura actually staying in the house, even if she had said that.
Yeah. No, Matilda would have been like, well, I need a sidekick.
What is it that she says about her sisters? Like, these people wouldn't know a great adventure.
Oh, you wouldn't know.
Yeah,
it's like you wouldn't know an extraordinary discovery if it like hit you right in the face. Thank you so much, Deirdre.
Yeah, that. So I don't think she would take any of her sisters either.
No, it would have been very much like, well, this is my responsibility now, which, you know. But I think like actively whenever I was writing it, I wasn't writing it as I didn't want anyone to feel curbed in any way. Like I still wanted Lore to like kind of be learning and processing stuff while in Charms End and making decisions. But I never planned for like, I think Matilda could be the main character on her own. I think Lore could, still function as the main character on their own. That was my goal, is kind of just make everyone at least fleshed out enough that they could stand by themselves in a chapter or two.
If you're new, you can ask questions of the author or myself, but mostly they should be to the author. And we will be getting to an audience Q&A after these questions from the hat are done. Let's do the next one. Laura's about to graduate from high school, which makes her an age that puts her in an annoying gray area for traditional publishing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever think about having her be younger or older?
I definitely thought about doing it as a middle grade. But I think with the way that the story is, I think it would have been like significantly different. So I knew that whenever we were like looking at it, like I totally could have done a middle grade, but it wouldn't needed to have like a complete rewrite and overhaul. But I didn't think we would like age her up to an adult. Like I knew it was either going to be like, okay, it's going to be like upper YA or a middle grade and it's going to need redrafted. Hello. So I'm glad that we just went with upper YA.
Yeah. No, I like that. What's a trope that you love that you included in Down the Well?
You know what? That is a wonderful question. I will write something and then completely forgot what I wrote. I'm trying to think about it. I really liked the found family that ended up happening. And the friendships that were made. Like, I think that was one of my favorite things to write and to put in. I know I wanted that vibe to come off, and I think it did well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you've watched the Behind the Book, which premiered earlier today, a lot of the feedback was how much love the trio. So
yeah.
We don't get a ton of time in the real world, but if we did, who is the character you would have liked to give more page time to and why?
Well, I definitely think Momo could have gotten her own chapter of just getting into whatever shenanigans she got into. I think that would have been good. But also, the person that hires Lore at the bakery. I think
That's
that also,
who I was gonna say. I
like,
didn't even
that.
think about Mamo because I was like, oh, this is like assuming after, which is unfair because
Right. Hold on. Hello, ma'am.
we're going to take a brief intermission actually on my end as well. So sorry, everyone. Chat amongst yourselves in the chat. This would be a good time to submit questions for the audience Q&A. That happens when we finish these questions. My mom had gotten me a cupcake to celebrate today, and I forgot to bring it to the streaming setup before we started. It's not a daffodil, unfortunately. You don't get to pick what type of flower, but I like it. I think Kelly's parenting right now. As I said earlier, it is her full-time job. Michael makes a good point. Hydrate, everyone. I drank hot chocolate earlier. Maybe I should come up with the intermission thing for streams the same way that Twitch does it. But if you haven't yet bought your copy of Down the Well, you should, especially the hardcover, if you can afford it, because it has a bonus chapter. I keep saying bonus scene, like in interviews and things like that, and videos that we live stream and things like that. Nope, it's a full-on bonus chapter. And underneath the dust jacket, there's a beautiful design, but also something on the back cover underneath the dust jacket. There might be a shipping delay on it, though. So just know that, but it is worth it, I promise. Question for me. Does it feel different with each book I publish under Inimitable? Yes, it does. There's like the genre, then the vibe of the story, beyond just the genre, and then the vibe of the author and the excitement around each individual book. And thank you, JC. It feels different each time. I don't know how to totally explain it. It feels like a new thing. But there are parts where it's like, okay, I have done this part before. So that's good. It doesn't feel like I'm learning something new every time. I mean, I am, but not as in like, oh, shoot, I don't know how to do something and I need to learn. I had it in the fridge, so the frosting isn't as soft as it normally is, which made it harder to get in my mouth. I guess if anyone else has questions for me as the publisher, now would be a good time, because the author is currently busy. Definitely different. I don't give enough attention to my own books that I publish once they're out there. I also prioritize publishing other people's books over my own stuff. So I'm currently just sitting in the middle of a work in progress that I would like to finish writing by the end of 2024. But I think it's unrealistic to say anything beyond that as a goal for my own writing. Like, I do that for fun. And I don't know, I don't really put a calendar on it. Whereas this, it's fun, but it's also a business, which means that books need to come out at certain times and at a certain frequency to try and make the company money. And doing as many titles as we're doing in our first year is normal for a team of people. And the fact that I'm just doing it myself is like a little bit insane, but I'm very like excited about all our titles. Do I find the marketing challenging? I always have ideas. I think there's some mental block that still exists for me, which shouldn't, because I'm great at doing it for other people. But even then, the idea of having to market and putting in the time to be heard in such a loud and often overcrowded internet space is something you just kind of have to grin and bear it and do it. And not let yourself doubt yourself too much about, I don't know if this idea is going to work. Because if you're excited about it, there normally isn't a downside to trying it, unless it's like, oh, I'm going to throw a bunch of money at it. And if it flops, then that is something you should consider. But if it's just, oh, do I do this kind of silly themed post on Instagram? What's the real harm in just doing it? And any tips? I think connecting it to what's in your book is always great. So for Down the Well, we've pulled like a lot of quotes about different characters and things like that, and tried to put images of like those types of animals associated with them, or just briefly going back to The Legionnaire by Samantha Tronfeld. We did a post where it was like, you're invited to the Queen's Coronation Day, because that's an event in the book. Can you tell I'm running out? Have I hired an assistant yet? No. I'd like to, though. So we had a bit of a family emergency on this side of the street. So we're actually not going to get through all the questions here. So I think it might be better if we just do the audience questions.
Yeah, we can do that real quick. We can do that real quick.
How are you celebrating?
Well, we got some donuts, and I got these little dark chocolate butter cookies. So very good, very yummy. When I wrote Down the Well, did I tap into anything personal to get into the mindset to write the character? Yeah, so there are some things in there that are like similar or different things I have experience with. So like the dad being an alcoholic, my dad was not an alcoholic. But because like there are family members who did have alcoholism or do, or, you know, did at some point, I'm familiar enough with it that I could write about it. So being like around that growing up, or just, you know, so there are some things in there, but it's not like a direct mirror of anything that I went through. They changed a lot. The first draft in 2019, no one is ever going to see. The world, it will never see it. It is a mess. But yeah, it changed between how much it changed between the draft from the alpha readers got to the draft that I gave Zara was a lot. So during the behind the book, you saw that the alpha readers, like someone was talking about like white room syndrome, which did happen in the draft that I gave them, but the draft that Zara got, that was already fixed. So it was a lot of changes. I think I changed it a total of 4 times, but each time was very like intensive redrafts. I do not remember. I'm so sorry, Michael.
I wonder if your shortest sentence is worst day ever, but that could be wrong. I'm pretty sure you have a sentence that's just a single shit.
Of course, I think is a sentence in there.
Maybe.
So,
did we not edit out all instances of courses?
no, I think it was just Laura's thoughts. Like her thought to herself was like, "Oh, of course." So that could be the shortest.
No, I know. I know that was something in editing.
You're like, Kelly, this happens a lot. But yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head. No.
Cool question. Sorry, we don't have a better answer.
I'm sorry, Michael. Looking back at
any regrets?
No, I think it all happened how it needed to happen. This is the first step, and I think that this book and series was a good step. Like this was a good series to start with because I can just go up from here.
These next two kind of talk about book 2 and book 3. Regarding Real World, we're not going to go over that again.
So sorry.
Spoilers. Kelly, you have permission to talk about the premise of book 2, and that's about it.
Maybe you better do that because I'll squeeze something in there.
Okay. So Laura had her adventure. She comes away with a souvenir of sorts that might affect her self-image. She also needs to still get home. Mm-hmm. So some people that she's met in Charm's End are like, oh, we have to go to the Cliffs of Wayward to go to the Keeper's Library and get information on like how to do that.
Because if anywhere's going to have it, it's going to be there.
Yeah. So it's a journey. So questions about do we see more of the world and things like that? Yes.
We do see more of the world.
And with that, we're going to wrap up.
Yes.
So we can do parenting.
Yes.
You want to remind people who you are?
Right. So my name is Kelly, but you'll know me better as Veronica King. That's my fantasy pen name. I am a woman of many names. I also have a YouTube channel where we get together 3 times a month. At the start of the month, we get together for craft-related discussion and mid-month check-in. And then at the end of the month, we do monthly accountability. And we have a spreadsheet animated. It's gorgeous. Chef's kiss. So yeah, those are all the things. And
those are all the things?
I think those are all the things. And, go pre-order my book.
And you're the author of Down the Road, which is the main thing.
I thought that was a given of how we're here celebrating it. But yes. Go order my book. You'll like it if you like Alice in Wonderland, Narnia, those vibes.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for showing up. So sorry we got a dip, but, things happened.
Bye. Oops, sorry. I thought I had uploaded the outro clip. My bad.
It's okay.
Just give us a second.
Forever waving.
I know. It'll be there in a second. I apologize.